Hi, I'm Calvin, a first year Bachelor of Education student, and I want to reflect on the grade 5 lesson plan on multiplication and division of whole numbers. Now, the lesson begins with a clear purpose written on the board so everyone knows the goal, like name parts of multiplication and division sentences, solve two-step word problems using specific arrangements and inverse operations, and create a real-life problem and justify the strategy. So for the introduction, I will create a 5-question Kahoot to check vocabulary and quick one-step problems. I will explain the rules, share the pin, and then show a short Google slide with the words product, quotient, factor, and dividend plus one example each. So the Kahoot warms learners up and the slides make the language clearer before we move on. So in the development phase, learners work in pairs on a shared Google Jamboard or shared Google slide where I prepare 3 problems of rising difficulty. The pairs build arrangements by dragging shapes. They write the multiplication sentence and then the inverse division sentence while the teacher models one example and moves around the room asking guiding questions. So for consolidation, learners create a short real-life word problem. They post it to the class WhatsApp group or learning management system, and then they solve a peer's problem with a short explanation. For this, the teacher collects screenshots as evidence. Now, in terms of ICT, Kahoot gives instant formative data, while Jamboard makes thinking visible and easy to correct, and WhatsApp lets learners author problems and give peers feedback in a familiar space. So where devices are limited, the teacher will pair learners and project the Jamboard so everyone can join. Now, reflecting through the SAMR lens, Kahoot acts mainly as substitution with some augmentation because it replaces a paper quiz and adds immediate feedback, while Jamboard is a modification since it changes how learners construct and share work quickly. And WhatsApp reaches redefinition for some learners because it allows new kinds of collaboration and concurrent peer review that paper alone would not support. So here the teacher role shifts across the lesson from facilitator and prompter in the introduction phase to interpreter or designer and assessor during development and to community connector during consolidation, while learners move from receiving to constructing and finally authoring and peer assessing. So this lesson meets its objectives for most learners, though Jamboard would show some still counting instead of using sets, so it would call for a quick scaffolded mini lesson and the WhatsApp post would vary in quality. So next time, it would require a short checklist and a modeled strong example. So when device access is uneven actually, preparation of printed templates as a paper backup and clearer time limits keep momentum. So for inclusion, using scaffolded Jamboard frames, mixed ability pairing, and multiple ways to show understanding Kahoot, arrangements, and written solutions or voice notes so learners would demonstrate learning in ways that suit them. Teaching this lesson feels practical and honest. My personal work experience keeps me organized under pressure, and planning simple backups helps make the tech support learning real rather than a distraction. So just to emphasize, teaching this lesson feels practical and honest. And my personal work experience keeps me organized under pressure, and planning simple backups helps make the tech support real learning rather than a distraction. Thank you.